Woman is recognized.
Speaker, I rise today with humility, fear, and conviction. Conviction that American citizens have a right to choose their elected representatives. Fear that my convictions will be dismissed as naive, and humility that I am as liable to deceive myself about my first duties, where my strength comes from, and to whom I owe my loyalty, as anyone else on this floor today. But it's clear to me that my responsibility as an elected representative of my community is to say loudly and consistently, humbly and with love, that no one has the right to subvert the right of the people to choose their elected representatives. I like Chuy Garcia. I think his reasons for retiring are noble. We are not here to adjudicate the character of Chuy Garcia. I'm asking the body to consider a set of facts laid before us tonight about how he chose his successor and deprived Americans the right to choose their elected representative. Moral accusations and bitterness are not going to move this country in a stronger direction, but we can't keep bringing these same broken tools to the urgent struggle of preserving our inheritance as a nation. And so with humility, I lay out the facts. 1 week before the filing deadline, Congressman Chuy Garcia filed for re-election and submitted the necessary signatures for that petition. But 3 days before the filing deadline, he also began collecting signatures for his chief of staff, who shares his last name. Just hours before the filing deadline, Representative Garcia's chief of staff submitted the paperwork to run with at least 2,500 signatures attached to it. And Chuy Garcia's signature was the very first one listed in the petition. He had at least 3 days of work that he has publicly acknowledged, where he knew that his chief was going to be running against him. And he did not communicate his intention to retire. You don't get your cake and eat it too. If you're not going to run, you don't get to choose your successor, no matter how noble the work you have done beforehand. The day after the filing deadline, once it was clear that there would be no Democratic alternative to his chief in a D+17 seat, he announced his retirement. It's easy to get caught up in the culture of DC, of political complacency, or believing that your opponents are so broken that the ends justify the means. But you cannot win the right to represent people through subversion. All you do is engender distrust in the government and apathy in citizens of this great country. We don't have to say that a thing is perfect to say that it's worth fighting for. And in fact, we can't truly fight for a thing if we don't acknowledge its shortcomings. And with that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.
You reserve?
I reserve.
The gentlewoman reserves.